Today we're checking out those little baseball cards that, when you collected every single one of them, told an interesting story. And those were Comic Ball. In 1988, Upper Deck was the newest baseball card company to come along and compete against the likes of Topps and Donruss. In an attempt to think outside the box, they decided to merge two unlikely licenses together, Looney Tunes and baseball. Upper Deck also enlisted former cartoonist Chuck Jones to do all the artwork. And Looney Tunes Comic Ball was born. When these cards were placed together, a comic book type story was created that continued from card to card for almost 600 panels.
Why, they're great! Why, you show-stealing piece of crap!
Of course, the odd thing about these cards was that the stories were printed on both the front and the back. And the only proper way to even read this story was by putting them in a baseball card binder page. And if you only had 8 of the 9 cards collected, that empty card slot would torture you till you went mad.
Hulk smash!
The various stories in Comic Ball featured all the Looney Tune greats: Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote, Charlie Dog. Charlie Dog? What the hell did Charlie Dog ever do to get not only featured in a Comic Ball story, but to also get featured in the longest story found in the entire set? This story lasts from the beginning all the way up to card 99. That's 1/5 of the series.
Boy, that's almost
Criminal. Yeah.
Why, you show-stealing piece of crap!
Of course, some of my favorite stories here include Acme Battle, Hold the Mustard, and Mighty Angelo. As classic as these cards were, there was also some odd things you could find in this series. In the story Hop Along Casualty, they wasted 8 cards on just one throw alone. And some of these cards look like they were numbered out of order. Despite these drawbacks, reading a complete story was still a great feeling of accomplishment. And if you also managed to find all 9 randomly packaged foil cards, you were super awesome.
I did it! I'm awesome! Yeah!
Of course, that was before Upper Deck decided to release a box set, making everyone who bought one just as awesome too.
What? Hey, I got the full set! I got the full set too! Yeah, me 3! Oh, this sucks.
1 year later, fans of Comic Ball were treated with another series from Upper Deck called Comic Ball 2. And this set actually merged the cartoon world with the real world.
Just imagine that outcome.
Yep. What's up, Jack?
Bugs Bunny?
You expecting maybe another bunny?
Still going. Nothing outlasts Energizer.
The Comic Ball Series 2 ended up fixing a lot of problems people had with the first set. First off was the number of cards to collect, which were scaled back by 100 cards. And gone was the printing of the stories on the back of the card, which was now reserved for 9 puzzle card pieces, which you had to put together.
I think this is trying to tell me something.
This time, baseball stars Nolan Ryan and Reggie Jackson were added to the storylines to hopefully give this series more appeal to kids.
Nolan Ryan? Who's that?
And sadly, Chuck Jones didn't return to do the artwork for this second set.
And stay out, you bum!
Even though this series had an artistic makeover, overall, they just didn't hit that sweet spot. And they ended up becoming just a little bit lackluster.
Lackluster? Ooh.
Oh my god, is there a doctor in the house?
I'm a doctor. Yeah. In fact, the only stories that really stood out in my mind was the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner debacle, the burger fight, and the Field of Dreams homage called Patch of Greens. But despite those setbacks, Upper Deck trudged on and released Comic Book 3 shortly thereafter. And this set would feature new baseball stars like Jim Abbott, Ken Griffey Sr., Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sophomore, Ken Griffey Freshman, and Ken Griffey and the Tonight Show Band. This installment didn't make any improvements over the second set, but at least this time around, Chuck Jones was brought back to create the 7th inning stretch series of cards featuring the Looney Tunes characters merged with baseball stars.
Thanks for the extra sketches, buddy! Now get out and stay out!
As for the stories here, there's really nothing too memorable. just a Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny bleacher seat fight, a running gag of sports teams' names, and a handful of other silly stories that all blur together. Before the comic ball series officially ended, Upper Deck squeezed in one more set that took Looney Tunes to the NFL. Yep, baseball was out and football was in. Of course, the stories here weren't too memorable, so I'll just forgo the lengthy explanations. Of course, before driving that last nail into the coffin, Upper Deck actually released one last Looney Tunes card set called Adventures in Toon World that placed basketball star Michael Jordan center stage for more madcap adventures. And of course, all this laid the groundwork for the movie Space Jam, which coincidentally merged Looney Tunes with the real world, featured sports celebrities, and another sporting event for the Looney Tunes to compete in. At least this time, a silly baseball card border wouldn't be around the screen. Oh, this thing is awesome. Hey, how much will you give me for this? Well, let's see. Oh my god, I've never seen such a thing before. Wait a minute. There's a crease in this thing that you can only see with a microscope. I'll give you $2 for it. You damn card dealers are all alike. Yeah, it's a living. Alright guys, so how do I rate these? For me, the original Comic Ball series holds a special place in my heart. But man, what a nightmare it was to collect the entire story, especially when I only needed like 20 cards left. It was pointless for me to go out and just buy new packs because the whole thing would be full of duplicates that I didn't need. Like I said, the original set is very nostalgic to me. The other sets, not so much. But as a whole, I have to give this thing a nostalgic mediocre. Well, and until next time, what the hell? Oh, sorry, man. Lionel Richie? The one and only. Well, if you can't beat him, join him.